Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh here of the Sacktown Breakdown. Here to break down another one. Ooh, man, this one hurt. This one hurt so bad I couldn't even do it last night. I was upset, and I apologize because y'all would have gotten a breakdown and a review with me and Tap together. But I was so upset, man. I just couldn't do it last night. Anyway, Kings take the L to OKC in OKC, 108-112. It was a close game. It wasn't a close game for a while, but we'll talk about all that and break it down. I won't waste your time. Before we jump into it, of course, like always, shout out to Taboo Ohana, our chair sponsor, incredible chair sponsor, beautiful chairs. Get a little view of that. $40 off with the link in the description below. SACTC, if you're looking for a gaming chair, office chair, beautiful chairs, very comfortable, very cool headrests and all that. And I swear that's suede. It might not, it might be some material that's better than suede. I'm not sure. It feels good. Get yourself a Taboo Ohana chair. Shout out to the family and everybody doing it big, a part of the family. The other one, bam, computer booter. If you're looking to get that PS4, that Xbox repaired, if it was having some issues, if you have a desktop, laptop, iPhone, looking to get a repair, check them out. They're in Carmichael, California. Links in the description below. Dave is a super cool guy. Always happy to help. He's helped me out with, I had a audio interface issue, which it's around here somewhere. It just wasn't working consistently for me. I got it secondhand from Guitar Center, and I was looking to use it this season. Me and Tap would go to a few games and do a live reaction straight from the game. So I bought a small one, and it wasn't working. Took it to Dave. Like 10 minutes, this dude had it completely taken care of. So don't expect all repairs to be that fast, but some of them can be because Dave is that knowledgeable. Not even just about computers, but just electronics itself. And it's rare to find a guy that cool to even just go and hang around and be around. So anyway, go see Dave, computer booter, super cool dude. Without further ado, it's also a gaming lounge, by the way, too. So if you want to get some games in, Super Smash Bros, they got tournaments, they got snacks, they got gifts. You just go down there. You'll be happy that you did. And drop my name, get 10% off of a repair or a purchase. Let's get into this game. I don't know why I'm so happy right now because this game did not go the way we needed it to. But we'll talk about the game. We'll also talk about where we are as far as the standings and a realistic view of what it would take if we got into the playoffs, which I know we said we wouldn't talk about anymore, but so many Western teams have been playing bad enough, and there's unfortunately been enough injuries to where we are still in contention. We can still realistically make it. I would like to see us at least make a push. I just want some competitive basketball, but damn it, I want to be back in the playoffs. Let's talk about it. Here we go. All right, so as you can see, let's just look at the game leaders, and we'll go from there. Harrison Barnes had 21 points. Ever since he decided to stop shaving and stop cutting his hair, he has been a beast. He goes out there and gives maximum effort every night. Now that Rashawn Holmes is still out with injury, I don't know if there's a Kings player giving more effort than Harrison Barnes. So I'm just so happy to have him on the team, and also been performing as well. Danilo Gallinari had 24 points for OKC. Alex Lynn, who has been a solid pickup in the trade. Like, who would have thought two injured players coming in, and the trade with Ariza for Kent Bazemore. He comes in, has been awesome for us. Alex Lynn comes in, has been a big body, just grabbing reboards and being mean down low. I'm sure he wants to go somewhere where he can play, and he probably won't play that many minutes here next year, but I would be happy to have him on the team if we need to fill a roster spot, because he is doing what we need him to do. Of course, Steven Adams on the other side having 7 rebounds. Corey Joseph leading the way with 11 assists for the Kings. CP, 7 assists. Which is lower on the end of the spectrum for CP, but he ain't tripping. He got the win that night. 2 steals for Buddy Hill, 2 blocks for Nerlens Noel. Team stats. So They beat us out field goal percentage. We took a few more shots, but we made the same amount, but we took a few more shots, so they beat us out there. 3-point percentage, they beat us out. We made more threes. We made 3 more threes, but they shot less. So neither of us shot very well, though. I mean, we shot. I would say we shot well enough. We'll talk about that more down the line. Anyway, for the once, the Kings were perfect from the free throw line. Look at that, 100% of our free throws we dropped, which was one of the keys that that Doug Christie had said last night. You know, we need to make sure we hit our free throws since we didn't have De'Aaron Fox, and we did. But if you look, they got to the line 29 times. We only got to the line 14. We had 10 more assists than them. We had more rebounds than them. We had 2 more offensive rebounds than them. We tied in steals. They had 2 more blocks. And that's another thing you can see. We were kind of right over that sweet spot of turnovers for us at 15. They only turned the ball over 9 times. And that played a huge role down the line. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. OKC... Again, Gallinari with 24 and 6 rebounds. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 20 points. He played a really solid game, 3 rebounds, had a block. CP had 17 points and 7 assists, as we said before. Steven Adams had 15 with his 7 rebounds, which is awesome. I literally don't know who Dort is, not gonna lie. But Dort had 6 points, and he took home the W, so he don't care that I don't know who he is. Anyway, Dennis Schroeder, 13 points off the bench, 7 assists. He played a key role, and we'll talk about how. Nerlens Noel with his 10 points and his 7 rebounds, very solid. Nader, 7 points. Tony Ferguson, didn't have any. And it's interesting to see him not have any points when I remember him kind of being promising in the beginning of the year, especially with his 3 ball. Man, it's crazy. Like, Robinson really ain't playing no more. It's a trip. Anyway, and then Hamidou Diallo came in and was a defensive body. He didn't score any points, but he had 3 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block. So, to your Kings, of course, Harrison Barnes, like we talked about, 50% from the field, 8 of 16, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 turnovers. Harry Giles, look at that. Look at Jizzle. 19 points. 24 minutes, 7 of 11 from the field. Hit a really nice mid-range. He was out at the 3. They were playing off of him. Took a step forward. Bam, hit the jumper. Oh, so sweet. I love Harry Giles. Who else we had? Also had his 8 rebounds. So he's close to a double-double, not too far away. But, of course, he did get himself into a little bit of foul trouble. And we'll talk about that. I'm not as upset with him for these ones, even though they were crucial. But Nemanja contributed 18 points, 4 or 6 from 3. Incredible. 9 rebounds as well. Almost had a double-double. Bogdan struggled a lot with the shot. You can see he took 14 shots, only knocked down 4 of them. Had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Corey Joe with his patented, averaging less than 7 points. But again, he had 11 assists, and he still contributed. He was a dog on defense. Boy, is that good to do it, a dog. Buddy Hield off the bench, 15 points, 5 of 11 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3, so he was splashing. 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 4 fouls. We're going to talk about some of those turnovers by Buddy Hield in an interesting moment in the game. Alex Len coming in had 11 points in 21 minutes. Had 11 rebounds, so he hit his double-double. Solid. Kent Bazemore, try as he might, came in, still gave some good energy. 7 points. Refs got in his head a little bit, and we'll talk about that. And then Yogi Ferrell came in, and his 14 points just couldn't get anything. We put Justin James in at the end. I didn't even know Justin James. We could have put him anywhere. I didn't even know that Justin James got in the game for 1 minute. I didn't even know. But anyway, that's how the cookie crumbles. So let's talk a little bit. So first things first, the refs really started screwing us towards the end of the game. Now, I will say this. Before we even got there, it was about about 3 or 4 minutes into the third quarter. We were up. At halftime, we were up, I want to say, like, what was it, 12 or 15? I think it was 12 points. Because Bogey hit hit a highly contested three right before the buzzer, and it put us up. I think we were up 9. We were either up 6 and it put us up 9, or we were up 9 and it put us up 12. I believe it put us up 12. And so coming out of the halftime, we were still doing all right. And then Billy Donovan, he got that switch that he can flip on his OKC team, and they just tightened down on defense. So they did, and once they did, we had really beautiful ball movement in the beginning of the game, and then all that stopped. It was they got after us, they pressured us, and when teams pressure you like that, you have to have a big go up and set screens so that way you keep them guessing. You have to put them back on their heels, and you got to drive to the hoop so that way it softens up the defense. You know, they get fouls and all, and all that stuff, and then they start loosening up a little bit. Well, we didn't do that. Once they tightened up their defense, that lead that we had started dipping, and then you get into the fourth quarter, and then that was that. Not only that, though, but then also it was the defense. It was the refs. The refs just, it was the start of the fourth, and we got 3 fouls in the first minute. We got 2 fouls in the first 13 seconds. And I think that might have been just Harry Giles alone racked up, I think, 2 of them. It was crazy. It was ridiculous. But they were just blowing the whistle on us for everything. There was an Aggie play where Nerlens Noel started getting all Aggie or whatever with Kent Bazemore, and Kent Bazemore had the ball down in the paint. And someone else from OKC reached for the ball, and Kent Bazemore ripped it back, and then Nerlens Noel went to slap it or do something crazy like that. And the only thing Kent Bazemore did was just rip the ball back. He didn't make a gesture towards anybody or anything. It wasn't towards the refs, but they double teched him. And it was ridiculous. It shouldn't even been a double tech. It should have been a tech on Nerlens Noel. You could have teched homeboy that reached for the ball because that was unnecessary. The whistle had already blown. So you could have teed him up. But if you don't want to tee him up, that's fine. But don't tee up Kent Bazemore for just ripping the ball back. He ain't the ref. He don't got to give up the ball to that dude. That dude is on OKC. And then you should tee up Nerlens Noel because it's well after the play, and he made an aggressive move towards the ball, and started going towards Kent Bazemore, and they had to be separated. Kent Bazemore wasn't going back at him, but he just wasn't backing down, and so they double teched him, and then it had to be a jump ball. That was stupid. So that was another foul on us. But more or less, just understand that they got into the bonus within the first 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. And then that was it. They just kept getting to the line, kept getting calls. We had a few bad fouls, don't get me wrong. Harry Giles had a bad closeout on CP. CP hit the and 1-3. Like I said, it just reminded me of CP and Harry Giles in preseason when Harry Giles was out there working out with CP, and CP was just cooking everybody because CP was on the ground, and Harry was in his landing space, so he landed on Harry's legs, and you see CP fixing his finger, being making faces at Harry Giles, and they know each other. So Harry was pissed about it because he gets into the game, but CP was doing a little something to get into his head, a little light something, wouldn't mess up the friendship, but get into his head, and that was pretty much that, yo. But that was it. We did start bringing it back. We got it close. They got up on us, and they finally took the lead because we had the lead for majority of the game. They finally took the lead. We stopped moving the ball. We were still defending fairly well, but they did run a few plays where we were out of sorts, out of position, and they got a few easy buckets just from them being patient. And then from there, it was just, we were in the penalty, and they kept getting fouls, kept going to the line, made, I want to say at least 3 and 1 buckets. Missed one of the free throws. CP did miss his free throw, which left us in there close. Buddy Hield hit a big 3. And then they called it out on us that, I swear, if you look close, it went off of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's hand. It went off of Shai's hand, but whatever. But he chucked up a 3 unnecessarily that just whiffed. It completely airballed. We fouled him in the open court. Nemanja fouled him in the open court, sent him back to the line to stop the clock because it was less than a minute left. We had an outlet pass went down. Harrison Barnes got a bucket at the rim. So still keeping it close, but we had one more chance to get a shot. We were out of timeouts because Luke Walton had challenged a play. I think it might have been that out of bounds play. It might have been another play, but we lost the challenge. That was our last timeout. So that was that. And then from there, it was it. So Corey Joseph had actually Buddy Hield, I think, had a steal. And then Corey Joseph, like a passing lane steal. And then Corey Joseph had a on-ball steal. But it was too late. And that was it. We missed that last big shot, and that was it. So we lost by 4. After being up 19, we had a 19-point lead. And that's why I was so upset, because we had a 19-point lead. Now, De'Aaron Fox did not play in this game. I think that was probably pretty obvious because you didn't see his name out there. De'Aaron Fox did not play in this game, had some abdominal tightness. So he didn't play. And we were like, we're cool because we were running. We were good. Alex Len was grabbing rebounds, being physical. And, Harrison Barnes was doing everything that he needed to do. Down low. He only made one of his 5 three-pointers, but still, even though Bogdanović wasn't filling up the scoreboard, he was getting a lot of. He had some fouls that were on him that weren't necessary. Buddy Hield had a push foul. He got to stop doing that. It was unnecessary. He got called for offensive foul, and there was an offensive foul that they called on Corey Joseph when he was already there and in position. I think actually it was Kim Bazemore was there and in position right at the rim. They called it a foul instead of offensive foul. So that hurt us too, but we were doing fine without Fox. We were doing fine. And that was it. So now we play Memphis today. It's going to be rough. It's going to be real rough. Fox is questionable. He was questionable last night. He didn't play. Interview last night says they had the team doctor checked it out, said you wouldn't damage it if you played on it. They had another doctor, I guess, out on OKC take a look, just another physical, and that doctor said the same thing. So it's just up to Fox's body if he feels like he can. I had this game circled as an L anyway, so I probably wouldn't have been as upset if we didn't blow a 19-point lead. But that's what it was that got me. We blew the 19-point lead, so from there, I was just so upset. And it really does suck because I was like, man, I really, Tap was like, oh, I'm free. We can do this one together. I was like, heck yeah. It would have been a win. We could have talked about it. We could have talked about how he's still in it. And anyway, so that's that. I was so upset. I just couldn't do it last night. Anyway, let's move forward. Let's take a look at what it realistically might look like if we are able to compete and get back to the playoffs. So let's go back down here and let's look at the schedule. So we're playing Memphis tonight. Now Memphis is hurt. Brandon Clark is out, will be reevaluated in 2 weeks, and Jaren Jackson Jr., who always gives us trouble, whether it's down low or on the perimeter hitting threes, always gives us trouble. Unfortunately, both of them are hurt. And I say unfortunately because I after you get injured, you don't wish that on anybody. So I don't want anybody to be injured, but we have 2 injured players too. Rashawn Holmes still not playing. Marvin Bagley still not playing. Shoot, we got 3 injured players. De'Aaron Fox is, bordering on the line injured/hurt. It's different. Injury affects, functionality. Hurt can have an effect on functionality, but won't necessarily make things worse. It won't necessarily greatly impact your health. Injury, you can't even play. You can't play with an injury. If you're hurt, you might be able to play, might not, but it could impact your health, which we don't want to see. So Fox is hurt. Got 2 guys injured. They got 2 guys injured, but we got enough. Harry Giles has stepped up. Alex Lynn has been giving us what we need. Nemanja has stepped up. So we could take this game tonight. And this is one of the games that we need to win. So we need to beat Memphis tonight in order to stay in it. And then the game's coming up. So then we're back home. We need to beat Detroit. We need to beat Washington, and we can beat both of those teams, especially if we get Fox back. Philly, since Ben Simmons and Embiid are out right now. Embiid may be back in between that time. He's not playing tonight because they're testing him to see what the injury actually is with his, I believe it's his shoulder. So, we might be able to win that one too. But if we can just take care of business with Detroit and Washington, that would be good. We need to go into Portland. We need to attack Portland. We need to beat Portland. Toronto is going to be a tall order. I got that one circled as a loss. I'm circling Philly as a loss, and I'll be surprised if we win. I'm circling Toronto as a loss. I'll be surprised. Portland, they got enough firepower, especially if Dame is back. They can beat us. Excuse me. But we could also take that one. We got to beat Brooklyn. We got to beat New Orleans, but New Orleans is going to be hard. And the main thing is they got a Zion now. They had a Brandon Ingram already, and that was difficult enough, but they have a Zion now. And without Rashawn Holmes, we don't have anything to deal with the Zion. Our best bet past that is Harry gonna foul him, because Harry's gonna try to match the intensity. Even though Harry's gotten better, I still feel like Harry will try to match the intensity and just isn't strong enough. And then we got Harrison Barnes, who is strong, but my gosh, that's just a big boy. So I don't know about the New Orleans one. I just don't like the matchup and the Zion. And then you got to deal with Brandon Ingram too. We don't like Kent Bazemore is going to be our best bet, and he's just not big enough. He's tenacious enough, but geez Louise. So we'll see about that one. Dallas, we can beat them, but I got it circled as a loss. I got Houston circled as a loss. New Orleans is going to be, Orlando is going to be tough on the road. Again, New Orleans, again, that's rough. Cleveland, we could take that one. ATL, we could take that one. Indiana's wounded right now. They're not doing great. We can actually take that one, and then we could take San Antonio. And then we'll go over into April. I forget we got a full month of April too. We gotta take one of the LA games. Clippers is our best bet because I just don't see us beating the Lakers. We in my mind we beat them before already early in the year, and that was the one Lakers win we was gonna get. We can take Cleveland. San Antonio will be hard for us. At their home, that would be hard for us. I'm going to say an L on that one. I'll say we take Minnesota. I say Denver's too rough. Denver's too hard, man. They're too good. I don't think we take Denver. And then playing the Lakers at the Staples Center, I don't see it. And then Golden State, we can go ahead and wrap up and win that one. So that's what my projections, and we need to do better than what I project in order to win. So I don't know, but we can take a look at the standings though, and just see where we stand now. See where everybody stands now after last night. So after last night, we were tied with San Antonio. Now we go below San Antonio at 24 and 34. So we're in 12th place. New Orleans is above San Antonio, 25 and 33. So they got one more win. And then, and that's crazy because win percentage wise, New Orleans is tied with, win percentage wise, Portland is above them by 0.002. But as far as games, they're matched. 25 and 33 for New Orleans, 26 and 34 for Portland. So we got a lot. And then don't forget that Phoenix is right behind us too. I mean, they're 24 and 35, so they only got one more loss. So they're right there, and Minnesota's out of the picture, obviously. Golden State is out of the picture. So, I mean, look, and then you still got Memphis, who is 28 and 30. You know. So we got to climb 1, 2, 3, 4. We got to climb 4 teams. And we don't even have all our players. Shoot, right now we missing 3 main ones. 3 of who would be our starters, or even if Bag comes off the bench, Bag would be like our 7th man. And he is still very productive. So it's not looking good, y'all. But if we could just make it competitive, you know, at least just give us something to root for. I mean, I know we're going to be disappointed after it's all said and done, but just give us something to root for. Give us something to fight for. Make us feel like the games matter. Because I would prefer that. I'd rather feel like the games matter and have some investment than not feel like the games matter at all. Outside of that, there's really not much else to add. Yeah, it's been quiet in the server, you know, in the Discord server. We ain't really been talking because it's been tough. You know, it's been real tough. Next season, I really hope the server's popping more. Maybe in the summertime, we come up with some interesting things to talk about. Sometimes the off season, once it's all done, and you got nothing but hope, you know, in projections, maybe we get it popping again. But if you guys do want to talk about hoop, like if people go in there, I'll talk. I don't have any topics to talk about. It's just so frustrating. Even our 3-game winning streak, you know, still is a little bit like, when's it going to end, you know? But I still want to have fun in the Discord server, so hit us up. We'll hit you back. Join us. Thanks for everybody who's tuning in. Tap will be out for a little while, so I'll be covering quite a chunk of games coming up. But when he's back, he's back. And Tap has actually been playing NBA 2K. I haven't played I feel like I haven't played in like a week. But Tap's been playing, so he's building up his character. So at the very least, when the off season comes, or actually starting next week, we will have some NBA 2K content. I am going to make a video about the NBA 2K draft. It just happened on Saturday, so dang, almost a week ago now. I'm behind, trying to catch up. There's been a lot going on, but I'll make a draft about the NBA 2K draft, who we drafted. We got 3 new players. Talk about what their positions will be, how they can make an impact on the team, and they should also be out here next week. I know Seam, who was our shooting guard last year, Yusuf Scarbs, who was our power forward / small forward last year, and then that boy Shots, who was on ATL, and we got him and 2 draft picks when we traded BP, our last year's point guard, to Atlanta. He's out here. I think he'll be our power forward this year. So they're already in town, and you know, see if we can get them on here and get a nice little interview, and that'd be real cool. And see if we can get the new players interviewed too. Be nice to have Bash on here. I think he's going to be our point guard. Be cool to have Crushy. Crush, he was our pick that we took at number 3. I think Bash was number 17, and then I think our number 26 pick, I believe, was an aesthetic, who will likely be our 6th man. So yeah, we'll see what's up. I'm gonna be our 7th man. Go in there and play some games. But anywho, all right, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be covering the game tonight versus Memphis. So y'all see me again later, and I'll try to cover that game tonight. All right. Peace.